We are live.
We are live. Okay. I'd like to call to order the December 9th, 2025 Columbia Borough Council meeting. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Bernard,
Here.
Councilperson Murphy,
Here.
Councilperson Geezy,
Here.
Councilperson Kaufman,
Here.
Council President Zink,
Here.
Councilperson Stahl,
Here.
Councilperson Fisher,
Here.
Mayor Lutz.
Here.
Thank you.
Would anybody care to offer an invocation? All right, please rise if you'd like.
Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight with grateful hearts, full of thanksgiving. And we're grateful especially for the end of the year and the beginning of the year. Lord, bless this council with the gifts of leadership that you bestowed upon them. We thank you for terms well served and for new things beginning. Lord, just watch over the work that they do this evening and bless this community that we love so much, California. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Councilperson Fisher, would you like to lead us in a pledge?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcement of executive sessions, there were none. Additions, deletion, and reorganization of the agenda. I have two items that I need to add. I need to add an 8C for personnel. And I need to add item 10G, which will be to authorize advertisement of vacant position. Is there anything else anyone needs to do? All right. Could I have a motion to approve the reorganized agenda?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Stahl to approve the reorganized agenda. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Citizen comment, non-agenda items only. First sign up is Mary Wickenheiser.
My favorite subject, cats. I knew it. I've added a new task, my daily routine. Going through my yard, cleaning up cat shit. Because unfortunately, my dog has decided it's a dog. When a dog eats cat shit, the dog has decided. I've been dealing with this for a month. All this problem with the cats has come about since people were allowed to feed cats. We had an ordinance that you could not feed cats. We didn't have this problem. The property to the west of me at 616, the property to the east of me at 622, both feed cats. One has actually put a great toad out in the backyard with a hole in the side now that it's cold, so a cat has someplace to go. My quality of life has been impacted by this. And as I said before people were allowed to feed cats openly, you didn't have. How many people? I never had anybody come to me when I sat up there and said, we have an issue with cats.
We were actually getting quite a bit.
I said, when I sat up
Well,
there.
right, I know.
And that was prior to this allowing feeding cats. You weren't allowed to feed them. property is being violated by cats. I walk out my front steps, I look at a garden that I just put new shrubs in, and what's there? Piles of cat shit. And I'm supposed to live with this because people think it's great to feed cats. I don't care how much you spay and neuter them, how much you trap them, you put out food, they're gonna come. It's gonna stop. I have other neighbors, they're not willing to come here. I feel like Frank sometime about this issue of cats, and my neighbors come to me and complain to me. I can't do anything about it. I walked out the other day on my back porch, and there was cat piss on my back porch. Why should I have to live like this?
Agreed.
Now I'd like to change subject here.
Wait, before you do, can I just ask, is it still on our ordinance that people aren't to feed cats?
Absolutely.
Unless they have a registered colony.
Yeah, unless they're part of the TNR program.
And if they are, they should not be feeding that, they should be feeding appropriately.
Yes. If that is.
So
unless
that
those
is
people
definitely
are part
something
of the
that we need to.
program,
If they're
Yeah.
feeding,
that can be addressed.
Mhm.
if they're feeding, I think we should consider them owning.
Well,
If they're taking care, if they're caring for the
That's-
cats, then
That's
they
not
own
the
the
ordinance,
cats.
though.
yeah,
Yeah, but
It is.
there is absolutely a section in your ordinance that makes it unlawful to feed or house, feed stray or feral cats unless you are part of the TNR program that the borough has sponsored essentially.
And how is the ordinance enforced?
I think through your codes
Codes.
program, it's a
Yeah.
summary offense. So,
Mhm.
yeah, just like any of your other code violations, so. Yeah,
So
that-
if Mary were to call codes
that should be
regarding
something
this,
they
someone
just-
should come out and,
I just sent an email to the borough manager asking that codes verify that they are in the program, and if they are, that they are following the code.
You know, it's sad, on a cold one. 2 days ago, I heard this meow. And at 6:22, there was a kitten that would have been in my treatment. So they're still breeding up there. Okay. Cat. Okay, back on November 24th, I sent an email with an attachment to both the borough manager and the president of council with regard to the River Park Advisory Revitalization Committee. And I've never received any acknowledgement that was received. And I would, at this point, request that be acknowledged, the same as a report from council.
We did.
Last meeting.
We did at the last meeting.
Okay, I apologize then because I.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, we did
I
acknowledge that.
looked at the agenda, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So, again, I'd like to thank everybody for their support with the advice. If I had known at this point to be there, I would have been here and asked questions regarding it. But I think anything now to do with River Park should be handled by council
Right.
at this point, because we just can't do anything. Okay?
Yeah, I know, but it is
Okay,
what it is.
I apologize for missing that.
No problem.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anyone that wanted to speak that didn't get a chance to sign up? Yes, Frank.
With all due respect to the mayor, watch the 5 minute clock over there. That got done. The mayor was so back, everybody was so rude.
well, part of it was me asking questions and us
Doesn't matter.
talking a little bit.
You don't have 5 minutes. This is good for one or two or whatever. I don't respect, I like the mayor, I don't respect her, but I watch people understand it. So that's what happened. When you don't have a clock, but even when you have a clock, you go, you don't get 5 minutes, you're gonna get 6 minutes. And everybody in here is as good as anybody. We're all, most of us are very citizens, and we should be treated equally. And while I wasn't going to get up a while here, there's 2 important issues that before council breaks up, before the new council comes in, we need to address them. One of them is Chris Herrick. It needs there's a lot of things that needs to be redone, and if you gotta apologize, but if something isn't done with 2 of these issues, I'm afraid there's gonna be litigation, and you know who's gonna pay? Everybody in this room, everybody from Tommy is the one who's gonna pay. The other issue is Mark Stivers when he left. That real reason how he come out. Was it cover up? Was it blackmail? What was it? It needs to be addressed, and this council needs to address it. They're the ones that helped make some of the problem. And I can't say too much as to what I know, but people need to address it while this same council is on. Don't put everything on these 3 people coming in.
Is there anyone else that wanted to speak that did not get a chance to sign up? All right. We have some minutes for approval. Could I have a motion to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for November 20th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Murphy, to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for November 20th, 2025. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Murphy, to approve the Borough Council meeting minutes for November 25th, 2025. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Next, presentation and acceptance of reports, community development.
I'd like to acknowledge the receipt of the Columbia Market House report for November 2025. Any questions?
All right. Public Works and Property, Councilperson Stahl.
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge the Public Works and Property Report for November 2025.
Any questions? All right. And this is the newly added 8C, personnel, Councilperson Fisher.
Yes, I'm acknowledging the resignation of Brian Christensen effective December 19th.
14. 19. Okay, sorry. All right. Mayor Lutz.
I have one item on it. I want to talk about. Lieutenant Arden is with us. She's busy. Today I had a resident track me down and talk to me about the amount of trash around one of our trash receptacles that was coming from a residence. And this had been an ongoing issue. So before I even got a chance, our codes department jumped right on it, and they were doing a bit of dumpster diving, which I really hate to see people doing that.
I know.
But they were doing it trying to verify, to get proof that this was happening from this person. But it brought up a problem that we've talked about several times around here. We have, I don't know how many, Paula's not here, well over a dozen different haulers running around town every day except Friday. And some run around Friday because of their businesses. Everybody is required to have a trash hauler. But how do we know that? You know, the rentals, they're supposed to put that information down.
Mm-hmm.
But many times and what we find, matter of fact, in this particular case, what we find is the property owner puts the trash hauling bill and everything on the tenant. Now, ultimately, they are responsible, okay? The property owner still is responsible. But most of these owners, they don't know whether they stop paying for a hauler or not. So we have trash built up. This has been a problem for a long time. And we got real serious and talked about this a couple years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. And it wasn't very favorable with the public. And one of the reasons was, back at that time, we had Gamby's Disposal. Jack is a very active community person in the community. We had Bob Klein with River Valley, who again was very active in the community. And people didn't want to give up that association with those friends and people that have been basically giving back to the community for years. And I understood that. And I probably felt the same way myself, because one of those, and then just before that, we had Teddy Johnson, who was the same. But today it's not that way. We don't have it that way anymore. We have haulers. My gosh, today I saw a hauler. I don't know how long he's been in Columbia, but it's the first time I saw him. It's almost like Columbia is a free-for-all for haulers to come in. I think council and the new council next year need to take a hard look at this. Take a hard look at this trash ordinance and what to do. I hate to say this, but it may be time where we look at the single hauler.
We tried discussing that last year, and
I-
everyone came in complaining that no, they like their choice. They like
I
choice.
think that time has come. Maybe you have to take a stand. I don't know. I have reservations myself, but when I'm around town and I see what's going on, and look at it this way, code enforcement, probably the biggest thing they work on is trash. That's the biggest one they work on. I'm here basically every day, and there's problems with trash every day from someone. And the other one is parking. Those two big things. And we have some things going on about parking right now. But parking and trash, they're the two big things. They're quality of life issues with our residents, with our taxpayers. We need to take a hard look at it. I don't think, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think anybody has that much of an allegiance to one of the haulers like we did with Bob Klein and Jack Gamby and Teddy Johnson. We need to take a look at it.
Did Jack sell his business?
He
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
He retired.
I knew
That's
he
now
was-
goods. That's now goods.
Oh, okay.
But I had to say that because I'm seeing it all the time. I'm here. I know the complaints that we get about it. You see it around town. Just drive around town, you see it. And it'll be, the problem with it is, it's all complaint driven. After some resident is fed up with what's happening to their neighbors, then they come in and complain. So it's already gotten to the point where it festered to that point. We're being reactive and not proactive with this trash issue. And I think it's time to do something about it. You look at other communities, they bit the bullet and they're doing it.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Could we change our rentals requirements so that rentals are required to provide trash as a part of the service of operating
Honestly, I
a
thought
rental
that's
unit?
what it was.
They do have that.
They do.
They have to list their hauler, but that only comes
No, I
around.
thought our ordinance also said that the trash removal was the responsibility of the property owner.
It is.
It
It is.
ultimately
It
is,
is.
but you can't regulate if something in the lease says that it's the tenant's responsibility to pay for, that's a contract between the landlord and the tenant. I don't think you can get into that. You could say that ultimately trash pickup is the responsibility of the owner of the property, which it absolutely is.
Right.
But yeah,
So-
But like we require the homeowner to contract with a trash hauler. If they pass that on to the tenant, that's fine. I mean, that's beyond our purview. But we can require that the property owner contract for trash hauling services, which is what we do.
Yeah, they have to have.
We do, but you don't know, when they sublet it out to their tenant, you don't know if they're paying or not. When Bobby and Teddy and Jack were the main haulers in town,
Well, no, I thought,
when someone didn't pay their bill, they come into codes department and said, hey, check out such and such property. They owe me 3 months rent. They don't have a trash hauler. And then codes would go out and check with whether it's the property owner or the landlord to see if there were and get them straightened out. We don't have that anymore.
I
Because
thought
all
they
these haulers
were.
don't come in and say,
Yeah.
hey, that guy dropped me.
The other, another issue with our trash ordinance is that, we say these are the people authorized to haul in the borough, and half the people on there are no longer in business, and these ones that took over for them aren't on that list. So that's
That's not being enforced.
not being enforced.
And
Yeah, and
there
that's
again,
not
How do you catch up with them?
exactly.
That's the problem. We have an order, to me, we have an ordinance that we can't enforce.
Yep.
That's basically the issue. We have an ordinance we can't enforce, and our code people are spending a lot of time being reactive to the complaints
Could you
rather than the
require,
problem being solved.
could we require a proof of service?
We do.
So like every time, every inspection of that unit, there also has to be a proof of,
We do, Pete, but some of those units don't get, I'll put it this way, the license comes up every year.
Mhm.
So that problem could exist for 11 months.
Gotcha. Mhm.
But Evan, if there's a citation given out for property, whether it's owned by a person who lives there or somebody's renting out, that citation would go to the property owner,
Yeah,
correct?
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's on him
No
then.
matter what, yes.
So he'll be the one that have to live with it.
Yeah, we just
He's
went
gonna have to
through
deal with
that.
it.
We just went through that with one of our notorious landlords,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
he was subbing the trash bill, the trash hauling, out to the tenant.
Mhm.
The tenant didn't pay. So the trash wasn't being picked up. It was accumulating. And he was contacted to do something about it. He said, well, that's not my problem. My tenant is supposed to be paying the bill.
It's your
No,
problem.
you ultimately are
You're
responsible.
responsible.
And then, when he ended up over to DJ's office, he found out,
You found out the
yes,
hard way.
you are responsible.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the single holder, the responsibility of the jurisdiction to bill the individual homeowner or homeowners directly, and they're responsible for that bill, either quarterly or bi-quarterly, whatever you do.
You could set it up
You can
however
say
you
whatever
want.
Yeah.
It would be in, like, we would stipulate it in the RFP that we would put out that this is the way we want it set up.
So we can directly find the person's name on it, the homeowner.
Yep.
If they're not in violation.
And, yeah. And you could do it through your taxes as well. Where I used to live before I moved to Columbia in 2002, when I lived in Berks County, our trash bill came through the township.
Yeah, you can have the
Part of your taxes.
hauler bill, if you don't want to be responsible for taking and collecting that money, it can be the responsibility of the hauler to do the billing as well.
Either
Do
way,
that through the active bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep. you can do it. Right.
And-
Completely out of our hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Tom, when you did it that way, you would have those haulers, or that hauler, because you only have one, that hauler, part of his responsibility would be,
Report,
anybody falling in the
report
rear
delinquency.
or you drop, you get in here and you let us know.
Yeah.
That we got
So then we can issue a citation.
Yep.
Makes it a lot easier.
But like if you had the trash hauler doing your billing, they would be the ones that would be responsible for collections and things like that if somebody doesn't pay. So that way you're not bringing an administrative burden into the
Correct.
into the borough.
Which is what we had talked about last year that we would like to
it.
do.
But we would be dealing with one
Person, yes.
hauler
Simplify.
who you know darn well would let us know because they're losing money and that person is in the
Absolutely.
rear.
Well, everybody gets billed. I mean, in most cases, when you have a single hauler, not much matters. You're getting billed no matter
Matter what.
what, and they would let you know. And it does make it easier as well if, for instance, if for some reason that hauler misses a pickup, it allows, the people can call into the municipality, and because you guys have such a big contract with that single hauler, you can call them, and normally those problems get remedied relatively
Pretty
quickly.
Mhm.
Whereas now we have, who knows how many haulers you have.
Exactly. So
They call in the codes has to find the property, dig through who may or may not be the,
Mhm.
and then verify it, and then,
And is there
waste
anything,
of time.
is there anything put in place? Because if there's one trash hauler, it's like a monopoly. So is there anything put in place that can keep this person from charging exorbitant fees? And
Yeah, so it's a contract. A lot of them, you can do it however you like, but a lot of them are a 3-year contract, sometimes with a 2-year option to extend that contract. And you have a set price each year generally, so it goes up, you
And we
know, a couple
cannot
of
renew the
percent
con-
every year,
yeah.
but they cannot just charge whatever they want. It is contract based, and it has to be, you know, pursuant to that contract.
Yeah, and I mean, the way that the rates stay low is because it's a competition. It's a
It is.
sealed bid.
Yep.
Could we consider doing that in the ordinance?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I would
we
have to look
can-
at exactly
yeah.
what is in that ordinance, but yeah, we probably have to
Mhm.
rewrite that before you
Mhm.
change that.
Yeah, we talked about this
And
many
that's all I have,
times.
Madam President.
It keeps getting shut down.
Yes, Frank.
And I want to add to what Leo said, we brought up the trash haulers. I just left my property on Ninth Street this morning, and I got up to past Andy's. The trash hauler come down Kinderhook Road, made a left, and pulls in the middle of the road sideways so nobody can go either way. Is this allowed?
That's
That
been a
hap-
problem, that's been a problem lately.
Yes.
I ran into it at Fifth and Locust today.
Yeah,
I ran onto it up at Bridge Avenue. I was
Yeah, I was
late for
along.
stuff.
Yes, but here's cars stopping there and stopping here. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
I did get the name of the truck, which it was, but this one doesn't.
Yeah, they are, and the reason for that is they're going down the middle of the street because they bring out the toter and dump the toter. So they can work both sides, you know,
Same
where
time.
the other guys used to go up one side of the street, and come back down the other side of the street.
Maybe cycling one time, we stopped there.
All right. Well, Lieutenant Arn isn't here, but Chief, did you have anything in the capacity of chief?
I do. I wanted to recognize an employee, Heather Burkholder, who is one of our CSAs, came to me recognized the need within the department, came to me and asked if I could train her on doing the crossings, helping out with that. We once again are struggling. We had a crossing guard leave us here recently. So Heather took the training, did very well, and she is filling in as needed. So this is going above and beyond her normal duties, and I just thought it worthy of recognition. So we thank her for pitching in and helping out.
Yep. All right. I don't, are we,
It's an active investigation,
Yeah, it's-
Frank. I can't comment on it.
all right. Action items. Do I have a motion to approve the bill payments?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Murphy, to authorize the bill payments. Are there any questions? All right, seeing none. Second by Murphy, to authorize. Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to authorize payment to CXT in the amount of $133,842 for Maple Park Phase 1 restrooms?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to authorize the payment for the restroom. Are there any questions, comments? I know it was a huge effort
So
to get that in place. So I was glad to see that it was finally, that it was placed and everything else, so.
we anticipate this project being completed up within the next week or two.
What needs to be, right?
It certainly does.
Whatever's not done in the
Yes.
next 2 weeks will not get done.
True. That is correct.
I mean, really. All right. Any questions or comments on the Maple Park restroom? All right. I have a motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to authorize payment to CXT in the amount of $133,842 for the Maple Park Phase 1 restroom. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to authorize application for payment number 7 in the amount of $233,791.47 to Iron Eagle Excavating for the McGinnis Innovation Park Phase 1 soil remediation project?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to authorize the payment to Iron Eagle. Are there any questions, comments, concerns?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
How many phases are there to soil remediation?
just one.
Just the one? Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? I didn't hear from Rick. I'm assuming it's all largely done. It's just the grading that.
Yeah, there's some cleanup going on out there. I spoke with Rick yesterday. He had thought that everything would be wrapped up in about 2 weeks. So we did a little bit more work out there, which extended the contract past his Thanksgiving estimate. But contractor's been working real hard, and we're about done.
It looks good. I mean, it's definitely a nice, easy on the eyes for a developer to be able to envision what they have to work with. So. Any other questions? All right, I have a motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Kaufman, to authorize the application for payment number 7 in the amount of $233,791.47 to Iron Eagle Excavating for the McGinnis Innovation Park Phase 1 soil remediation project. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Next, could I have a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-28 to adopt the budget for 2026?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Burgard, to adopt Resolution 2025-28 to adopt the budget for 2026. Questions, comments, concerns? 1 second.
Why would we adopt the budget prior to adopting pay raises?
That was just the way I put it on here. That was just the way the order got put on.
We're gonna adopt the budget. We'd have to accept these if we adopt the budget.
Yeah.
Well, most of those raises, are they on contract?
No.
No, and they were all included. These figures were all in what we advertised anyway.
Okay.
So if we choose to not do those raises, it's not going to change the adopted budget.
Right.
It would just change what actually is paid out.
Just curious.
Yep. Are there any other questions? I know, Sharon.
I just wondered if you are using reserves to balance this budget.
Yes.
So you're pulling for reserves, can you tell us how much you're taking?
Point two.
Maybe
Mm-mm. No, I don't have that exact, I don't have that, that's not in the specific, that line item is not in that thing. I don't have it with me right now, so I don't remember the exact number, no.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able then to tell me what's left in reserves then?
Not right tonight, no.
Okay. How can we find that out? I mean, could we know by the next meeting or,
Yes, we absolutely could.
because I asked before, I'd just like an
Yeah.
answer if I can get it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
Frank says his hand up.
Frank?
Yes.
I believe the last that I heard in relation to the fair company, you were going to have a meeting with them. Now, I seen a fire truck sitting outside. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but maybe that was here when you had the meeting or whatever. Was there anything changed or decided or whatever pertaining to the fire truck?
No.
And what's council's analysis on it? They are going to support buying the truck.
We have a meeting.
We have a
scheduled
meeting scheduled.
with them. We did not meet with them yet.
Are you having a meeting after the budget is
It's in the budget.
completed?
It's in the budget, doesn't mean it has to be paid out, but it is in the budget.
Right.
Okay.
That'd be
And
something
as
that
we
will be-
stand now, what is our contribution to the fire company?
In this budget, under this budget, the contribution to the fire department will be $300,000.
That's how much over last year?
189,
189 over last year.
189,000.
Okay. Thank you.
And I looked it up, the amount we're pulling out of reserve is 1.1109449.
How much does that leave?
Can, go to
We
the
don't know,
mic, please.
Do you know then how much that would leave in the reserves then?
I can't say exactly, I just know from notes I have, when we talked about it a month or two ago, back then the reserve was 1.4, but things change, so it's gonna be,
So approximately like 300,000?
I would think around.
Yeah.
Now, how does that, isn't there a requirement in the state law that means we have to have 15%
No.
in reserve? Or is that
No.
just a
It's
recommendation?
a recommendation,
It's a recommendation and it's in our code,
it's in our code.
but it's not a state law. Did you have something as well?
I did that last year.
Okay, Sharon.
Just to follow up with what Ethan said then, how do you intend to replenish the reserves next year?
I don't know. There's no intention yet. We're trying to.
Because what I'm reading, I'm trying to research what this looks like for us as a community and reading that implies financial distress if a community has to pull all the reserves to balance a budget and has no plan to replenish. So I just wanted to ask what your plan is on replenishing. Thank you.
Questions, anything further? I have a motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Brigard to adopt resolution 2025-28, adopting the budget for 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, and then as part of this, we have to adopt resolution 2025-29, setting the millage rate for 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And do I have a second? I'll second it. I have a motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Zink to adopt resolution 2025-29, setting the millage rate for 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Opposed.
No.
next, we have recommendations on the salary increases for non-uniform staff members for 2026. Non-union, I'm sorry, not non-uniform, non-union. The chief of police is contractual, the rest are not. So we want to discuss now, or should we just do a motion and a second on each one, rapid fire?
I'd say you put them all together. I mean, like I said, the police, chief of police is contractual.
Right.
Excuse me, it's contractual. And the others, if you add them up, they're roughly what, $2,500 per person, times 7 positions. So you're not even looking at $10,000. So people are in there. People, our managers work hard here. That's all I'm going to say, and they deserve to be compensated for the wearing many hats and doing many different jobs that would not be expected of them in other boroughs or townships. My opinion. What?
It's
It's already in.
Will
I'm
the
in.
new chief of police coming in make the same as the one going out? Or is there a difference in that?
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Okay, but we don't know what the difference is.
No.
No, okay.
Yes, Frank.
Could you kind of talk about this contractual, the 4% versus the 3 for the others, but try and enlighten me a little bit more as to, is this based on the union employees getting 4% raise?
Yes.
Is that how it's based?
Yes.
Just the chief
But
of police.
but if he's not union, or if this position is not union, how do you justify that?
Because he has an employment contract that says his raise will be no less than what the uniform officers, what the unionized contract stipulates.
Yeah, who does he have this contract with? Is
This-
that with the borough or with
Yes.
the union?
It was with the borough.
Well,
Is that every year?
Every year.
Is
Yes.
that contract?
No,
Does that, does the raise, is the raise the same contract that it would be with the
Yes.
union every year?
yes.
Correct.
It's for a number of years at a time.
Yeah.
It's renewed.
The
Would it be
union
4?
contract said 2%. The chief of police would get 2%.
Right, no, I understand that. What I'm questioning is.
As
if
long
it's
as
the
that
same-
chief-
Is it in perpetuity?
As
No,
long as that
No.
person is employed.
Yeah.
That contract remains in effect.
Well, we do renew contracts, though.
yeah, the contracts, or not the contracts, I'm sorry, the union, those are renewed.
Yes.
Those aren't just indefinitely. They are rewritten.
Negotiated.
Oh, they're negotiated, I'm sorry. They're not rewritten, they're negotiated.
Yes.
Thanks, Kelly. Can't
And
quick
I mean, in retrospect, from what we have recently
here.
learned, this contract has been in place since the chief took over, and with the information we recently learned, it should not have been like that.
No, this contract is with one individual, but the same contract was with the former chief and the chief before that.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, we have recently learned that individual employment contracts cannot extend past the 2 years.
Mhm.
They have to be re-signed or re-ratified
Oh, yeah.
every 2 years.
We did.
And we did not know that. So,
I've been here for 24 years.
who knew? Because it just,
And maybe it's a current law. Something
Right.
new.
yep. I mean, it's in the borough code. So, All right. Are there any other questions or comments on these? All right, then let's just go down through. I think I asked this before, but we have to do these individually, right, Evan? I don't think we can do a consent, can we?
I would say for the purposes of one, because so you could have somebody that could object to one, and I
Right.
think you need to do
Yeah.
them all.
Yep.
individually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry, it takes a little
Yeah, I
while.
think that,
And for the audit as well, it helps to have those individually
Yes.
as a motion for each one.
yes.
All
right.
I have a question before the chief of police one. There's a new chief of police. So this salary is based on that, correct?
No,
Is it on your salary?
yes, this is
So
on
then-
Jack, so, yeah.
Chief is still the chief.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay,
This
sorry.
is the position, not the person.
Yep.
Right.
All right. So do I have a motion to approve the salary increase for the chief of police for 4%?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Geezy to approve salary increase for the chief of police by 4%. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, can I have a motion to approve the raise for the public works, a salary increase for the public works manager by 3%?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Murphy to approve salary increase for the public works manager of 3%. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, do I have a motion to approve the salary increase for the property manager by 3%?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Stahl, second by Councilperson Murphy to approve the salary increase for the property manager by 3%. All in favor?
Aye.
What?
Are we on the property or on the funding?
Property.
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 Oh, okay, I thought you said funding.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Property manager.
Sorry.
right.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, in light of the finance manager resigning, I think, can we just take this off, Evan? Do we just vote no?
No.
Yes, I would vote no at this point because you don't have anybody in that position. You can make that decision. I mean, it really is setting for a position, but.
Right. All right. Do I have a motion to not approve a salary increase of 3% for the finance manager?
So moved.
Second.
The motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Geezy to deny or to not approve a salary increase for the finance manager. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Do I have a motion to approve the salary increase for the zoning and codes manager by 3%?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Geezy, second by Councilperson Murphy to approve salary increase for the zoning and codes manager by 3%. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, could I have a motion to approve a salary increase for the market house manager by 3%?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Geezy, second by Councilperson Murphy to approve salary increase for the market house manager by 3%. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, I have a motion to approve the salary increase for the property inspector by 3%.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Councilperson Murphy, second by Councilperson Kaufman to approve a salary increase for the property inspector by 3%. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? And finally, a motion to approve salary increase for the zoning officer by 3%.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilperson Murphy, second by Councilperson Geezy increase for the zoning officer by 3%. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, and then we have the item that was added, 10G. Do I have a motion to authorize staff to advertise the position of finance manager?
So moved. Second.
A motion by Councilperson Fisher, second by Councilperson Geezy, to authorize staff to advertise the position of finance manager. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right.
When did we lose the finance manager?
The resignation was tendered yesterday.
For the 19th. It's a personnel matter,
It's a
Frank.
personnel matter.
It's a personnel matter,
Yeah.
Frank. Can't discuss that.
All right. New business. We're not we're not appointing them tonight. We have reappointments for boards and commissions. The William Locker Trust, Raymond McCarty has agreed to serve again for a 5-year term. Donald Haynes is up for reappointment for the Zoning Hearing Board. Bill Cloyt has agreed to again serve on the Vacancy Board. That's a 1-year term, so we have to reappoint him every year. Civil Service Commission, Thomas Ziegler, which I believe is your father. It is not the one sitting in front of us. Yes. Thomas Ziegler is asking to be reappointed for a 6-year term. On the Shade Tree Commission, Amanda Hahn is up for reappointment for a 5-year term. And on Planning Commission, Tiffany Lynn and Deb LeClaire are both up for reappointment for 4-year terms. Yes.
Not that tall. Yes, the Planning Commission is recommending those reappointments. We're all good with it. One of the other things, aside from the vacancy being filled, and I think I had brought this up to Evan earlier. Under the Municipal Planning Code, we can only appoint 2 members each year. And what we are looking at is somehow we would have 3 members to be reappointed in 2028. And in order to avoid that, we had discussed within Planning Commission changing Marilyn Kress Hartman's term to expire 2026. And we think the reason these terms got mixed up was because of Marilyn being appointed to fill a resignation.
Well, I think that happened on several of our boards
Yeah.
where we didn't keep good records of who was filling whose
When.
term. I mean, we see that on Harb
Right.
as well. Like,
So what we would ask is, in order to avoid running into this in 2028, right now, if we were to change Marilyn's appointment to an expiration date of December 31st, 2026, we would fall into that.
well, and we'll
correct
have to look.
number.
Who else expires on 26?
We're good.
Well, who else expires on 26?
None.
Okay, so
We
Yeah.
have expirations, we have 2027 would be myself and whoever fills Nathan's position, which at this point we're hoping would be Barb. In 2028, it would be Brad Lynn, Justin Evans, and then we have Marilyn coming in there. And then the appointments you make this year for the reappointments for Tiffany and Deb would take them to 29. So in 26, it would only be Marilyn.
Okay.
So that is that is one of the reasons I came tonight to try and, since this was discussion on this, I wanted to
Yeah.
be part of this discussion and to explain why we were requesting that for Maryland to redefine her expiration date.
Figure out
Can
the
it be
mechanics
changed
of
like
how
that?
we, because she was appointed to a term that would end in 2027 technically, so we might have to have her,
Or 28.
28.
excuse me, have her resign and then reappoint her to a new term.
But then we're looking at 3 people in 2029.
No, no,
Oh.
because we would appoint her for a
To
term
that term.
ending.
I'm following.
Yeah, we would just do the appointment of her ending
Whenever.
in 26.
She
Yeah.
just
In
needs to resign.
26.
Yeah.
So, okay, so, and I mean, we could do that
There's.
administratively.
You
We
know,
don't
so
have
she
to.
is willing to have her term,
Yeah, I mean, if you just let her know that,
that there will be a resignation and a reappointment
and
with the
but it
ending
doesn't
date.
mean that she's.
Right.
We
We didn't kick her off.
Right, it's just how we have to, how we have to do
the
that.
paperwork
Yeah.
on it.
Right.
Okay.
And that was my concern. Like I was talking to Ron about that last week. Like, how does,
Mechanically.
because some of them, it's our board, so it's not, the enabling legislation isn't the MPC. It's not state law that's
Right.
telling us, but this one is, so it's
Yeah, with the
special.
MPC, they're telling us because of the size of our board, we can only reappoint 2 members each year.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right. So.
And I'll move on to the next one. I'm hoping we can work it to have Barb appointed once her term on council ends to fill the term of Nathan Roach, which would be to December 31st of 27.
All right.
I kind of skipped ahead to your next.
Yeah, I know that. So I'm pulling it back, Mary. Is there any discussion on the requested reappointments? Anyone have thoughts?
Glad people are stepping up.
Yep, me too. All right.
So will these be done as resolutions?
Yes.
At the next meeting?
Yes. December 23rd.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And then again, we would be very happy to have Barb Fisher back on Planning Commission. You guys stole her from us for 4 years, so. And when Nathan resigned, the members of the commission had discussion and they very much wanted to see Barb. I approached her and she was willing to come back, so. However, we need to work that, I guess, make that her appointment effective.
Well, it would
At
be,
the end of her
they're
term.
all January
Right,
for that time.
okay.
Also, Mary, while we're now on the vacancies, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have 2 alternate positions.
We have 2 alternate positions we can fill. We have no one in those positions right now.
Right. So I'm throwing this out there, if there's people, we've had people come into these last couple of meetings, they want to be involved, whatever. I know we've gotten applications. Thank you. I was really struggling, over, the last couple of months, and I've passed those on to people. If anyone's out there and would like to serve, would like to get involved, we have alternate positions on the Planning Commission. We have a resignation on the William Lockard Trust. Deb LeClaire did agree to serve on there, so we could consider that as well. And then we also have a vacancy on the Shade Tree Commission because someone is not seeking reappointment. We also have 2 alternates positions that are unfilled on the Zoning Hearing Board. So there is an opportunity exists there to also get involved. Yes, Frank.
Real quick, like Heather, kind of brain dead. What's the purpose of the vacancy board?
The vacancy board, that's kind of interesting. If a vacancy exists on council, we, as a board, have to fill that vacancy within 30 days after we become aware of it. If there is a dispute and for some reason we are not able to we're not able to seat someone, whether we don't have a quorum and so we don't seat someone because we don't have a quorum to take a vote, or we're hopelessly deadlocked on who to pick, that at that point the vacancy board comes into effect. And the vacancy board is basically this one person that serves on the board plus all of council, with the thought that the addition of that person could break any tie, could, help with quorum or whatever. So it basically gives that person the ability to select who would be filled on council.
I should have knew that.
Mhm.
Doesn't the school board do it the same way?
I don't know what the school board,
Yeah,
the vacancy board is spelled out in the state borough code. It tells us how we have to do that, so.
I was involved with the position, but I dropped out.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
Thank you.
So. All right.
Heather, I would just like to say that the chart that you had them create is very informative and I really, really like it. And
Which
I know
one?
At the end of the chart
showing
listing
you
all
who's
the
in
boards
there.
and commissions.
Yes.
Absent, cancel.
Yes, I had requested that because I think it's good to see if we're appointing people, do they attend the
Yeah.
things? It also, I believe that, I've said it before and I'll reiterate, these are our boards as a council. These are the people we are having serve for us. And I think it's important for all of us to see, are these people who we want on these boards? I know it sounds harsh to say it, but they all serve at the pleasure of council. So if there is someone that is on one of these boards that maybe is not serving as we would hope they would in this capacity, we always have the ability to remove them. Is there any further discussion on the vacancies? Does everyone know what the William Lockard Trust
No,
board is for?
no.
It's in the Columbia Borough Code. It was formed to provide for the widows and families of railroad workers. There are still a few eligible people in the borough. I'm not sure how many. I think when Mark was looking at it, I think we had like 3 or 4 that were still eligible. And once we have no one eligible, fold, and it would. Yeah. It was put into the trust years ago by the William Lockard.
Not added each year.
No. Nope. All right.
It accumulates interest.
Yeah, it accumulates interest. Yeah.
Are there any sort of current plans for not advertising outside of social media posts, or talking about the vacancies on the different committees?
No, we really done that. I mean, the other that the chairpersons of those boards would be and soliciting, their members. All right. Anything else on boards, commissions, committees? Does anyone have a thought either way on any of these? Should we have resolutions prepared for all of them? Yep.
I'd say.
All right. If we want to consider Deb Leclerc, then we need to acknowledge that resignation of whoever's term she would be filling on the William Lockard Trust, and then that can also be a resolution as well. I think looking at the shade tree, having that vacancy, we're not going to bump up against quorum because everyone else is pretty much present. I mean, they all have very good attendance. Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Good. All right, staff reports, comments, and announcements. Lister Gable.
I don't have anything.
Engineer Ronaldo. We haven't heard from you yet tonight.
I know.
I almost forgot what your voice sounded like.
Oh, come on now. I do have good news this evening. The PennDOT has approved all of our submissions for the 100 to 200 block of Walnut Street. The project is currently being advertised on ECMS for contractor bidding. The let date, which is the bid opening date at PennDOT terms, is set for January 8th. So our responsibilities now are just to basically answer contractor questions as they come in and make any plan amendments that are necessary. But schedule-wise, now that this is all set, traditionally for local projects, it's about a 12-week window from when your bid opening is to when the notice to proceed will be issued. So with this, we'd be looking at a notice to proceed in early April. So whether the contractor will mobilize right away, probably not. I'd say conservatively, we'd be looking at construction starting in May, early May, June. So
awesome.
Shaping up to be a good project this year, 2026.
I didn't get any emails, so I'm assuming we did not hear anything about LSA.
That has not been awarded yet. The 2024 applications have not yet been announced. As authorized at the last meeting, I we did submit 2025 applications. One was a reapplication for Columbia Crossing. The other one was an application for New Streets.
Yes, I did get the email that said they were done.
Yep.
But
yeah, the announcements were delayed, just based on the stalemate for the state budget. Honestly, we're hearing first quarter of 2026, but it could happen tomorrow. We really don't know.
Right. I figured you probably would have texted me if you heard.
Absolutely.
But I figured I would just wanted to throw it out there.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say, just, I'm not sure if I'm going to be at the next meeting on the 23rd, so I wanted to just thank our outgoing council people, and especially Pete as our public works liaison. I worked very, very closely with Pete over his term, and just appreciate everything you did for the borough. And really enjoyed working with you. I miss you.
Likewise.
But that's no slight to Todd or Barb. So thank you guys. Thank you.
Right back at you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Secretary Treasurer, putting on the manager hat now.
Yes, thank you. Council received a copy of the proposed 2026 meeting calendar. If everyone would take the opportunity to review that and provide feedback. I would assume too that we're going to run into an issue once again in November for Election Day, and therefore we will push the council meeting to that Thursday. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do this. We have to do the same thing in August because of National Night Out.
Okay.
And that's not reflected on here either.
Okay.
And then May, we have to look at the primary date in May because it's either going to be us or Mary that gets bumped.
Okay.
Have that date, can bring it up really quickly. That is gonna be May 12th.
Thank you.
So we are bumped that night as well.
Okay.
And then we are going to run into Parks and Recreation because they want that same time. So we have to decide what's going on there.
Okay. Thank you.
And then I'll look at the rest. I didn't get to that. All right. All right. Boards, commissions, and committees. Upcoming meetings, we have HARB on the 10th, Parks and Rec on the 11th, Planning Commission is on the 16th, Shade Tree is on the 22nd. In your packet, there's approved minutes from the Shade Tree Commission from, July 28th, August 25th, and September 22nd, and October 27th. Borough Council comments. Councilperson Stahl.
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Councilperson Murphy.
No, not this time. Just thank you, like I said, to Pete, and Barb, and Todd. We'll say goodbye for sure at the next meeting, just in case you're not there. But thanks for everything you've done for the borough.
No, Councilperson Fisher.
Yes, I would like to thank CGA and Evan for the
Hadfolio.
notebooks. Very generous, thank you.
Councilperson, nothing. All right. I just want to say, since Mary's here, she will appreciate this as well. Yesterday I had Lancaster County Planning Commission meeting, and they have a new thing on their website. If you're interested in looking, it's really informative. It has a whole lot of information. It's if you pull it up, it's the data dashboard. It has, you can sort by, you can view it just by municipality. You can view it for the county. Everything. It has all of the information is coming from GIS and actually federal census data and all kinds of stuff. It's really kind of slick. They've previewed it at several of the last planning department open houses. So I've gotten to see it, but now it's actually live. So it is a wealth of knowledge. It will be very helpful for our zoning to do that as well, to be able to have that information there as well.
Do you have the website?
It's Lancaster Planning Department. I don't know the website off the top of my head. But you know, another thing that we talked about yesterday at the Planning Commission meeting, as some things came across for us to discuss, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what we've been talking about here during budget season. And you know, we were asked to consider a proposed rezoning from a rural zoning district to in some sort of density residential district. And you know, we were talking about how everyone says we don't want that development, we don't want that development, we don't want that development, you know, no more of this, no more of that, no more of this, no more of that. However, as municipal leaders, as we see going through the budget, the money has to come from somewhere. So we either embrace the development or we resign ourselves that we have to pay higher taxes. You can't have it both ways. And it was a very interesting discussion because every one of us that sits on that planning commission is either a borough or a township official. And we're all sitting there talking about, when are you adopting your budget? You know, How, well, what are you doing with this? So it was very interesting. And, we discussed the need for the public to get more education, to understand. And I heard a new acronym yesterday. You always hear people say NIMBY, not in my backyard, but here's a new one. Banana. Build absolutely nothing anywhere near anything. That was Ben Bamford said that, and I thought that was really interesting. So anyway, there's that. Announcing the next meeting at 7 p.m. on December 23rd. Council will hold a regular meeting. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A motion by Councilperson Kaufman, second by Councilperson Geezy, to adjourn at 8:16 p.m. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? We're adjourned. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Banana.